Hello students, welcome to my channel Biology by SM Gaud. My name is Setu Madhav Gaud. Students, today we are going to discuss about the topic plant physiology, respiration. First we have to know the definition of the respiration. Respiration may be defined as the process taking place in all living organisms in which energy is released. Energy is released by the breaking down of food or glucose. So respiration may be defined as a process taking place in all living organisms in which energy is released by the breaking down of food or glucose, that is known as respiration. Respiration is primarily energy yielding catabolic process. So it is the energy yielding catabolic process. Respiration is energy yielding catabolic process. Why it is called a catabolic process? In this process, high energy containing substance, generally carbohydrates, high energy yielding substances, carbohydrates, nothing but glucose, proteins and lipids are broken down. So any catabolic process, the respiratory substrate is going to be broken down. So not only glucose, any respiratory substrate, it is going to be broken, that is called the catabolic process. It is also called exothermic process. So the respiration is also called as exothermic process. Why? Because in this process, energy is released in the form of heat. So exothermic process means in this process respiration releases the energy in the form of heat. That's why it is known as exothermic process. Respiration is also called oxidative process. It is also called oxidative process because the broken down glucose occurs in the presence of oxygen. So here, as I said earlier, glucose is broken down in this process. So here in this oxidative process, glucose is broken down in the presence of oxygen. That's why the respiration is also called as oxidative process. Okay, next, respiration basically it is comprises of two phases. One is the aerobic respiration and second one is the anaerobic respiration. What is meant by aerobic respiration? So aerobic means aero means air in the presence of oxygen. So this respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, but anaerobic respiration it takes place in the absence of oxygen. Ana means not or absence. So anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. So you take here aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration are the two types of the respiration. So you see here aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, both respiration have the glycolysis. Here also glycolysis and here also glycolysis. So anaerobic respiration, the first step of the aerobic respiration is glycolysis. After this glycolysis, Krebs cycle, next Krebs cycle and next one is the electron transport. So the aerobic respiration contains three phases. One is the glycolysis, Krebs cycle and electron transport system. And anaerobic respiration, the first step of the anaerobic respiration, glycolysis, and next one is fermentation. So fermentation, why undergoes fermentation? Here oxygen is completely absent or sometimes may be present, but it is not dependent on the oxygen. And in the fermentation, C2OH and carbon dioxide plus energy will be released. At the same time, lactic acid also will be formed. This is the respiration. Okay, so respiration is the catabolic process and oxidative process. It is also called exothermic process. Okay, so first in this respiration, in this topic, we have to discuss about the glycolysis. We have to discuss about the glycolysis. What is meant by glycolysis? Okay, glycolysis. So that term glycolysis, the term glycolysis, it was derived from the Greek language. It is derived from the Greek language, and what is the literally meaning of this term glycolysis? So the term glycolysis comprises two words. One is the glyco and lysis. glyco means glucose or sweet, and lysis means split or breakdown or cleavage. So here in this process glucose is split into two molecules of pyruvic acid, or glucose is cleavage into two molecules of pyruvic acid. So what is the meaning of the glycolysis? That means what is the definition of glycolysis? So it is the metabolic pathway in which breakdown of glucose. It is the breakdown of glucose into two molecules of pyruvic acid or pyruvate. It is the metabolic pathway of breakdown of, it is the metabolic pathway in which breakdown of glucose into two molecules of pyruvic acid or pyruvate, or the sequence of reactions which converts the glucose to pyruvic acid along with the production of ATP is known as glycolysis. And the discovery. So the discovery of glycolysis was the first time Emden, Meyerhoff, Parnas. So there were three scientists named as Emden, Meyerhoff, Parnas. So these three scientists first they discovered the glycolysis pathway in the yeast cells. That's why this glycolysis pathway is also called EMP pathway. EMP means Emden, Meyerhoff, Parnas pathway. Next one, location. Where does it occur? This glycolysis process occurs generally in living organisms, any living organisms. In the living organism, they are made up of cells. In each cell, this glycolysis process takes place in the cytoplasm or cytosol. That's why it is known as cytoplasmic pathway. So, since the glycolysis pathway takes place in the cytoplasm or cytosol, it is also called cytoplasmic pathway. And next, glycolysis is independent of oxygen. It is completely independent of oxygen. There is no utilization of oxygen in this glycolysis pathway. That's why there is no release or liberation of carbon dioxide. So there is no utilization of oxygen. That's why there is no release or liberation of the carbon dioxide. And next, it is the common pathway of both aerobic and anaerobic respirations. So the glycolysis pathway occurs commonly in both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Whether it is aerobic respiration, whether it is anaerobic respiration, but the commonly the glycolysis process occurs. Next one. This pathway starts with glucose. It starts with glucose. So glycolysis pathway starts with glucose and ends with pyruvate. So glycolysis pathway, it begins with glucose and ends with the pyruvate or pyruvic acid, and it includes 10 reactions. Here glucose is breakdown into pyruvic acid. In glycolysis pathway, glucose is breakdown into pyruvic acid or pyruvate. So glucose is 6 carbon compound, whereas pyruvic acid is 3 carbon compound. So here see, first one. So the glycolysis, as I said earlier, glycolysis process takes place in the cytosol or cytoplasm. Here you see, first one, when glucose is breakdown into pyruvic acid, there are a number of sequence reactions. So here some energy is released in the form of ATP, and some energy is released in the form of NADH H+. So here in this glycolysis process, some energy is liberated or some energy is captured in the form of ATP, and some energy is captured in the form of NADH plus H+. And also this pyruvic acid, when the pyruvic acid formed in the glycolysis or pyruvate formed in the glycolysis process, now whether the oxygen or the mitochondria present in the cell, the pyruvic acid converts into the acetyl-CoA, and this acetyl-CoA enters into the Krebs cycle. So when the oxygen is available, in the presence of oxygen, In the presence of oxygen or mitochondria, the pyruvic acid enters into the Krebs cycle. So this pathway is called aerobic glycolysis. Aerobic glycolysis. Why it is called aerobic glycolysis? This pyruvic acid, when glucose is break down into pyruvic acid and pyruvate, the future of the fate of the pyruvic acid depends on whether oxygen is present or not. So when the oxygen is present in the cell or mitochondria, the pyruvic acid enters into the Krebs cycle. So this pathway is called aerobic glycolysis, and whenever glucose is not available or as well as mitochondria is not available, the pyruvic acid enters the fermentation process. That means in this process lactic acid will be formed and ethanol will be formed, carbon dioxide, and finally energy will be liberated. So energy will be liberated. So this process is called anaerobic glycolysis. Anaerobic glycolysis. When there is no oxygen, this is called anaerobic glycolysis. Whenever absence of oxygen, there is no oxygen. So here all the enzymes in the glycolysis process, all the enzymes which are involved in this pathway are present in the cytosol. All the enzymes which are involved in the glycolysis pathway are present in the cytosol. So that's why this pathway is also called cytoplasmic pathway. So not only this pathway present in this pathway occurs in the cytoplasm, but also all the enzymes which are involved in this pathway are present in the cytosol. Hence it is called cytoplasmic pathway. The net gain of ATP in this pathway, 2 ATPs. 2 ATPs are the net gain, and total gain of ATPs are 8 ATPs. So the total gain of ATPs are 8 ATPs. So the total complete this glycolysis pathway I will explain briefly. So the first glucose. This glucose splits into pyruvic acid or pyruvate. In this process, when glucose is converts into pyruvic acid, there is some energy also liberated in the form of ATP and in the form of NADPH H+. NADH plus H+. Okay. Now the pyruvic acid, what is the fate or what is the future of this pyruvic acid? Is based on the whether oxygen is present or absent. Whenever oxygen is present, this pyruvic acid enters into the Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle. So this is called presence of oxygen. Presence of oxygen, the pyruvic acid enters into the Krebs cycle. This is called aerobic glycolysis. This is called aerobic glycolysis. Whenever there is no oxygen, in the absence of oxygen, here this pyruvic acid enters into the fermentation process. fermentation. In the fermentation, the pyruvic acid converts into lactic acid and ethanol plus CO2 plus energy will be liberated. So you see here, when glucose is breakdown into pyruvic acid, here glucose is the 6 carbon molecule. Glucose is the 6 carbon molecule and pyruvate is the 3 carbon molecule. So glucose is breakdown into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. This is the 3 carbon molecule, 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid, in the presence of glucose, it enters into the Krebs cycle, and in the absence of the oxygen, whenever oxygen is not available in the cell, it enters into the fermentation process and it produces lactic acid, ethanol and carbon dioxide. Eventually energy will be liberated. So this process is called anaerobic glycolysis. Anaerobic glycolysis. Okay, so this is the brief explanation of the process of glycolysis. Now we will enter the glycolysis pathway. Now we discuss about the glycolysis pathway. The glycolysis pathway takes place in the cytoplasm or cytosol in the cell. 10 steps are involved in this glycolysis pathway, which means this glycolysis pathway completed by 10 steps. It starts with glucose and ends with pyruvic acid or pyruvate. The initial step or the first step of the glycolysis pathway is here 1 molecule of glucose. 1 molecule of glucose is phosphorylated. Glucose is phosphorylated and it is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Here glucose is the 6 carbon compound. So glucose is the first step of the glycolysis pathway, is phosphorylated of the glucose and glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. So this action is catalyzed by an enzyme called hexokinase. Here what is happening? 1 ATP molecule is utilized. 1 ATP molecule is utilized. The phosphate group which is released from the ATP will get attached to the 6th carbon atom of the glucose and glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Now the ATP is converted into ADP. So this reaction is takes place in the presence of magnesium ion. Here 1 ATP is utilized. Here 1 ATP is utilized. So this reaction is completely non-reversible or irreversible reaction. The next step, what is then going on there is next step. The glucose 6-phosphate is isomerized into fructose 6-phosphate. So what is happening here? Glucose 6-phosphate, isomerization of the glucose 6-phosphate. So this reaction is catalyzed by an enzyme phosphoglucoisomerase. Isomerase. So now this glucose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. So here glucose 6-phosphate is also 6 carbon molecule. You see here one thing to be noted, this glucose 6-phosphate is called Robinson ester. This is called Robinson ester. So glucose 6-phosphate is known as Robinson's ester. Now this glucose fructose 6-phosphate is again phosphorylated and converted into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. So here this reaction is catalyzed by the phosphofructokinase. And in the presence of magnesium ions, here also one ATP is utilized and ATP is converted into ADP. The phosphate molecule which is released from the ATP is attached to the first carbon atom of the fructose 6-phosphate, and fructose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. So this reaction is also irreversible reaction, but the second reaction also reversible reaction, and this fructose 6-phosphate is known as Newburgh ester. This fructose 6-phosphate is also 6-carbon molecule. It is also 6-carbon molecule. Next, fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. It is broken down into through the process called cleavage into 2 3-carbon molecules. One is the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Here, what happens here? The first fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is cleavage. This cleavage is always occurs in the presence of aldolase enzyme. So this reaction is catalyzed by the aldolase enzyme, and this fructose 6-phosphate is broken down into 2 3-carbon molecules named as 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Here 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde is also 3-carbon molecule, and it is also 2 molecules. Why here 2 molecules? Means here dihydroxyacetone phosphate, soon after it is formed, it is isomeric form of the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. So this isomerization is happening catalyzed by the enzyme called phosphotriose isomerase. So this isomerization of the dihydroxyacetone phosphate is catalyzed by phosphotriose isomerase. Now we get 2 molecule of 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. So this 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde also 3-carbon molecule, and DHAP, that means dihydroxyacetone phosphate also 3-carbon molecule. Here the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. What is happening here? This 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde is converted into 1,3-diphospho-glyceraldehyde. The entire glycolysis pathway. Here only 2 molecules of phosphate molecules are utilized. So for this, here this reaction is needed 2 molecules of inorganic phosphoric acid. So the two molecules of phosphate which is released from the inorganic phosphoric acid will get attached to the first carbon atom of the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, and this 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde is converted into 1,3-diphosphoglyceraldehyde. Here in this reaction no enzyme is utilized or no enzyme is involved. That's why it is called non-enzymatic reaction. Non-enzymatic. Why? Because there is no enzyme. No enzyme is involved here. So next step is the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde is converted into 1,3-diphosphoglyceraldehyde, and phosphorylation is happening here. Now 1,3-diphosphoglyceraldehyde is converted into 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid. What is happening here? Here dehydrogenation is happening. So here this reaction is catalyzed by an enzyme called triose phosphodehydrogenase. Dehydrogenase, and here the hydrogen atoms which is released from the 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid is taken up by 2 NAD molecules. 2 NAD molecules, and these 2 NAD molecules are converted into 2 NADH plus H molecules. Here 6 ATPs are produced. 6 ATPs are produced. Now this 1,3-diphosphoglyceraldehyde is also 3-carbon molecule. 3-carbon molecule. Now next step, 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid is phosphorylated, again phosphorylated. Here 1 ATP molecule is so the next step is the 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid is converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Here what happens? One phosphate molecule. So here the next step is the 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid is converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Here this reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme called phosphoglyceric transphosphorylase. So this reaction is catalyzed by the phosphoglyceric transphosphorylase. Here the phosphate molecules which is released from the 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid is taken up by 2 ADP molecules, and these 2 ADP molecules are converted into 2 ATP molecules. Here again 2 ATPs are produced. 2 ATPs are produced. Here this the 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid also 3-carbon molecule. This is also 3 carbon molecules. Now the 3 phosphoglyceric acid, this 3 phosphoglyceric acid, and so now 3 phosphoglyceric acid is undergo isomerization, and this reaction is catalyzed by the phosphoglyceric, an enzyme called phosphoglyceric mutase. So in the presence of phosphoglyceric mutase enzyme, this 3 phosphoglyceric acid is undergo isomerization and is converted into 2 phosphoglyceric acid. 2 phosphoglyceric acid. This 3 phosphoglyceric acid is also 3 carbon molecule. 3 carbon molecule. Here isomerization is going on. Isomerization. Now this 2 phosphoglyceric acid is converted into 2 phosphoenol pyruvic acid. So actually what is happening here? Dehydration is happening here in the presence of the enolase enzyme. So this reaction is catalyzed by enolase enzyme, and water molecule is released from the 2 phosphoglyceric acid. Here water molecule is released from the 2 phosphoglyceric acid, and dehydration is happening here. Now 2 phosphoglyceric acid is converted to 2 phosphoenol pyruvic acid. This 2 phosphoenol pyruvic acid finally is converted into pyruvic acid or pyruvate. Here also 1 ATP, that means the 2 molecules of phosphate is released from the 2 phosphoenol pyruvic acid. These phosphate molecules is taken up by 2 ADP molecules, and 2 ADP molecules are converted into 2 ATP molecules. So this reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme named pyruvate kinase. Pyruvate kinase. Here these 2 molecules, 2 phosphoglyceric acid and 2 phosphoenol pyruvic acid, are also 3 carbon molecules. These are also 3 carbon molecules, and what is happening, you see here 2 ATPs are produced. Again 2 ATPs are produced. Now 2 phosphoenol pyruvic acid dephosphorylated and converted into pyruvic acid or pyruvate. This pyruvic acid is also 3 carbon molecule. 3 carbon molecule. Finally we get the 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. So 1 molecule glucose is converted into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid or pyruvate. So this is the glycolysis pathway. Now we summarize this glycolysis pathway, and what are the reactions are reversible reactions, what are the non-reversible reactions, and how many ATPs are utilized and how many ATPs are produced in this glycolysis pathway. Let us see. Here you see here the first reaction is non-reversible reaction, and the second reaction is a reversible reaction, and the remaining, and it is here 10th reaction also, it is non-reversible reaction. Remaining all the reactions are reversible reactions. Reversible reactions. The except 1 and 3 and 10th reactions are only non-reversible reactions. Here you see in the first reaction and the third reaction there is 2 ATPs are utilized. So here the where is the 2 ATPs are utilized? In the first reaction and the third reaction 2 ATPs are utilized. 2 ATPs are utilized. See here, first reaction and third reaction. Here also 1 ATP is utilized. And here in the sixth reaction and the seventh reaction and 10th reaction, here sixth reaction is produces 6 ATPs, but these ATPs are not produced directly because here NADPH again whenever it enters into the electron transport, then only this NADH plus produce the ATP molecules, but directly here produced in the 7th and 10th reactions 4 ATPs are produced. So totally here 2 ATPs are utilized and 4 ATPs are produced. So the net gain of the ATPs are the net gain. The net gain of ATPs are is equal to ATPs, because here first and third reactions 2 ATPs are utilized, but here 7th and 10th reactions they produce the 4 ATP molecules. So 2 ATPs are utilized and 4 ATPs are produced, but the net gain of ATPs are 2 ATPs. And here in the 6th reaction it produces 2 NADPH plus ions. 1 NADPH plus ion is equal to 3 ATP molecules. So here 6 ATPs are produced. So the total gain of ATPs are 8 ATPs. Okay. And next, one more thing to be noted here, the reactions from glucose to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. These reactions are called preparatory phase or energy utilizing phase, and from here to pyruvic acid, this phase is called payoff phase. Energy producing phase. Okay, so if you like my channel, my video, please subscribe and please click the like button and share this video, then only you will get my videos as your notifications. Okay, thank you, keep watching, stay tuned.